I never really thought how cooked they would be in terms of like how susceptible. Like I didn't think that they'd be this susceptible to propaganda of that man at all.
With this, so he's working for free with DOGE. He's kind of put a lot of his life on hold, and you sued Twitter a number of years ago. You just made him pay you $10 million.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Well,
That's
I sued from long before he had it.
Yeah.
And I mean, they really did a number on me, you know. And I sued, and they had to pay. They paid $10 million settlement.
You're okay with that?
I mean, I left it up to the lawyers and you know the team running Twitter. So I said, you guys do what you think is the right. It makes sense.
I think it's funny.
I think it's a very low. I was looking to get much more money than that.
So you gave him a discount in the lawsuit.
He got a Oh, he got a big discount. I don't think he even knows about it.
He's become one of your. If you read and believe the media, he's become one of your best friends. He's working for free for you.
Well, I love the president. I just want to be clear about that.
You don't care about that.
I know. I love the president.
You love the president.
I think President Trump is a good man, and he's, you know.
It's nice the way he said that. You know, there's something nice about it.
It really is. You know, because I mean, the president's been so unfairly attacked in the media. It's really outrageous.
By me, when I also was a supporter of Ron DeSantis. Sometimes I attacked him unjustifiably in the media. Remember when I was a supporter of Ron DeSantis? I said over and over again that he was going to be the president. I said that. The sugar man. Remember? I love the sugar. I love the sugar. I gotta pee.
And I try to make technologies that improve the world and make life better.
Your shirt.
Yeah, and that's why I like my T-shirt says tech support, because I'm here to provide the president with technology support. And now that may seem like, well, is that a silly thing? But actually, it's a very important thing, because the president will make these executive orders, which are very sensible and good for the country, but then they don't get implemented. You know, if you take, for example, all the funding for the migrant hotels, the president issued an executive order. Hey, we need to stop taking taxpayer money and paying for luxury hotels for illegal immigrants, which makes no sense. Like, so obviously, people do not want their tax dollars going to fund high-end.
I can't believe that they still do the hotel thing. That's so annoying to me. Especially considering that Donald Trump owns hotels and literally used those hotels and upcharged 3x and still continues to do so for Secret Service and any other, like, Hannity masterclass of making zero news. You have to admire Sean Hannity's ability to get Trump and Musk for an exclusive hour-long interview and make absolutely no news from it. For like 5 minutes, Hannity was just going on about the things Elon has done in his career and how great he was, and his question was like, you'd think liberals would love you. Hard stuff. I am noticing there have been a few edits and cuts in the footage, including that quick cut before the last commercial break. Editing these interviews, we were told, is a grave offense. Did we get the full transcript? Trump says Elon can't be getting a leg up with DOGE because he's going after the electric vehicle subsidies, which of course Elon will want because he runs Tesla. And Hannity just sits there nodding, not bothering to point out that Musk has long railed against those subsidies. Yeah, I mean, it is by design to obviously do that interview and make it so non-contentious, so uncontentious that like it doesn't give you anything at all.
And hotels for illegals, and yet they were still doing that even as late as last week. And so, you know, we went in there and we're like, this is in violation of the presidential executive order. It needs to stop. So what we're doing here is one of the biggest functions of the DOGE team is just making sure that the presidential executive orders are actually carried out. And this is, I just want to point out, this is a very important thing, because the president is the elected representative of the people. So he's representing the will of the people. And if the bureaucracy is fighting the will of the people, and preventing the president from implementing what the people want, then what we live in is a bureaucracy and not a democracy.
You're both aware, you have to be keenly aware, that the media and the punditry class, not that, I think you've proven they have no power anymore, because they threw everything they had at you and they didn't win. And that was, the New York Times, Washington Post, 3 networks, every late night comedy show, 2 cable channels. They just threw everything, lawfare, weaponization.
Sure.
And now I see they want you two to start, they want a divorce. They want you two to start hating each other. And they try, President Elon Musk, for example. You do know that they're doing that to you.
Oh, I see it all the time. They tried it, then they stopped. That wasn't. They have many different things of hatred. Actually, Elon called me. He said, they're trying to drive us apart. I said, absolutely. They said, we have breaking news. Donald Trump has ceded control of the presidency to Elon Musk. President Musk will be attending a cabinet meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. And I say, It's just so obvious. They're so bad at it. I used to think they were good at it. They're actually bad at it, because if they were good at it, I'd never be president. Because I think nobody in history has ever gotten more bad publicity than me. I could do the greatest things. I get 98% bad publicity. I could do, outside of you and a few of your very good friends, it's like the craziest thing. But you know what I have learned, Elon? The people are smart. They get it.
Yeah, they do, actually.
They get it. They really see what's happening.
Yes.
And at the end of this interview, what I would like is I want people to know the relationship and know more about you. What is the relationship, Mr. President?
Well, I respect him. I've always respected.
Sean is just asking if you guys are open for a third. When he's like, so what's the relationship looking like right now? He's just saying, like, are you guys looking for like a third? I could bottom. I'm hungry. I could do a lot. I could do a lot in this position for both of you. Mr. Musk, Mr. President Musk, sir, it says here that you recently impregnated one of your reply guys. I'm noticing that now that insemination process is over, could you please also give me your seed as well? I would like to be the first MPreg. Like, are you guys polyflexible? That's the question that Sean Hannity is actually asking here. Oh. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy what is considered journalism. It's almost as crazy as what do you call it? It's almost as crazy as like Sean Hannity of Fox News saying, "Yeah, I hate mainstream media." It's like, bro, you are the only thing in mainstream media. Like, that's it. Fox News is the only thing that remains in mainstream media. And they still rail against mainstream media. Okay, man. That's awesome. I feel dirty watching this. Me too. Me too.
Did him. I never knew that he was right on certain things, and I'm usually pretty good at this stuff. He did Starlink. He did things that were so advanced and nobody knew what the hell they were. I can tell you in North Carolina, they had no communication. They were wiped out. Those people were, they had rivers in between. Land that never saw water, all of a sudden it was a river and a vicious, like rapids. People were dying all over. They had no communication. They said, Elon Musk? They didn't really know I knew him. I said, yeah. He said, could you get Starlink? It's like the first time I ever heard of it. I said, what's Starlink? A communication system. That's unbelievable.
I have it.
Yeah. And he said, I called him and I said, listen, they really need it. And he got like thousands of units of this communication, and it saved a lot of lives. He got it immediately, and you can't get it. I mean, you have to wait a long time to get it. But he got it to him immediately, and I said, that's pretty amazing, and I didn't even know he had it. we watch the rocket ships and we watch Tesla. I think, something that had an effect on me was when I saw the rocket ship come back and get grabbed, like you grab a beautiful little baby, you grab your baby. It just
hug the rocket.
I've never seen.
Right, everything needs a hug, including rockets.
And he said, you can't really have a rocket program if you're going to dump $1 billion into the ocean every time you fly. You have to save it.
Right.
And he saved it. First time that I've ever seen that done. Now, nobody else can do it. If you look at the U.S., Russia, or China, they can't do it, and they won't be able to do it for a long time. He has the technology. So you learn. I wanted somebody really smart to work with me in terms of the country, a very important aspect. Because, he doesn't talk about it. He's actually a very good businessman. And when he talks about the executive orders, and this is probably true for all presidents, you write an executive order and you think it's done. You send it out. It doesn't get done. It doesn't get implemented. They don't implement it. Maybe they're from the last administration, and they are in some cases. You try and get them out as fast as you can. But as soon as he said that, I said, that's interesting. You write a beautiful executive and you sign it and you assume it's going to be done, but it's not. What he does is he takes it, and with his 100 geniuses, he's got some very brilliant young people working for him that dress much worse than him, actually.
Yeah,
they dress in just T-shirts. You wouldn't know they have 180 IQ.
Wait a minute. So he's your tech support.
No, he is.
I actually
but he's
am
much
tech
more
support.
than that.
I actually am tech support, though. But
he gets it done. He's a leader.
Yeah.
He really is. He gets it done. You get a lot of tech people, and you have people that are good with tech, but he gets it done. I said in real estate, you had guys that would draw beautiful renderings of a building, and they'd draw the rendering. It would be great, and you say, great, when are you starting?
I think what really pisses me off the most, I really, really think what was extra frustrating about this current government is how fucking openly stupid they are. I can't stand it. Maybe I got that smug, elitist, entitled liberal in me, but it's just so, I don't even have the words to describe it. I feel like it's just not for me. This branding is for a different kind of person. You know what I mean? A different kind of person that I can just imagine in my mind. I gave a quote the other day, which is just the type of person who is most likely to be pulled into a cryptocurrency rug pull. And I hate it because there are more people like that than there are people who even demand some semblance of intelligence in the branding of this administration. It's really a sign of the change in attitude. It's a sign of the times when you got, oh fuck, almost got it. I hit it, but I don't know where it went. Okay, there was a gnat. The dumber they are, the dumber American people get. Yes. That's what's so frustrating about it. It's just it's not that these guys are stupid. It's that it also is a somber reminder that everyone else is getting dumber and dumber because they eat this. They eat this garbage and go, this is brilliant. It is a consistent, resilient reminder that we are actively getting dumber. I hate it. Just bought a new PC laptop and it won't let me use it unless I create a Microsoft account, which also means giving their AI access to my computer. This is messed up. There used to be an option to skip signing into creating a Microsoft account. Are you seeing this too? Yeah, he's Mr. Linux, dude. This is the nation's tech support, by the way. Yeah. Exclusive. FDA staff reviewing Musk's Neuralink were included in DOGE employee firing, sources say. Wow. Color me surprised. I can't believe Elon Musk would take advantage of the awesome power that he has over the regulatory agencies that are tasked with understandably regulating his ridiculous, unethical businesses. I agree with him on this. I hate how invasive Microsoft is. Yeah. It is true. They are annoying. But this is more so a testament that he doesn't understand that there's a workaround. As Mr. Tech Support. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway.
They were never able to get it built. They couldn't get the financing. They couldn't get the approvals. It would never get done. And then you have other guys that are able to get it done. You know, they could just get it done. I was in real estate. Same thing in this. He gets it done. So when he said that, he said, you know, when you sign these executive orders, a lot of them don't get done, and maybe the most important ones. And he would take that executive order that I'd sign, and he would have those people go to whatever agency it was. When are you doing it? Get it done, get it done. And some guy that maybe didn't want to do it, all of a sudden, he's signing. He just doesn't want to be bothered.
Do a lot of those executive orders have to be codified into law? You need the Republican Congress
and
to
they
follow
will be.
up?
A lot of them will be, yeah.
They will.
But look, in the meantime, we have 4 years. The beauty is we have 4 years. That's why I like doing it right at the beginning. Because an executive order is great. I mean, the one problem, it's both good and bad. Because when they did all these executive orders, I've canceled most of them. They were terrible. I mean, we're going to go radical left communist. Okay, it was crazy. Their executive orders were so bad. If they ever got them codified, you'd never be able to break them. So the damage that Biden has done to this country, and it's not even Biden, it's the people that circled him in the Oval Office, okay? But the damage they did to this country, in terms of, let's say, open borders, you know, there's so many things, but open borders where millions of people poured into our country, and hundreds of thousands of those people are criminals. They're murderers, they're drug dealers, they're gang members, they're people from prisons from all over the world. And we have a great guy, Tom Homan, and he is doing so incredibly. You saw the numbers, they're now like 96%.
95%.
He is a phenomenal guy. And Kristi Noem is doing an unbelievable job. And he wanted her. He said, she's so tough. And I said, I don't think of her as that way. You know, she's very nice. He said, no, she's so tough. And she is. I see with the horses. She's riding the horse. Let's go. She's great. But the team we have is really unbelievable. But those executive orders, I sign them. And now they get passed on to him and his group and other people. And they're all getting done. We're getting them done.
Let me go back a little bit to your background, because it's beyond impressive. You were the chief engineer, for example. You were an early believer in Tesla. You became the CEO, and then the chief engineer, which was phenomenal. SpaceX, same thing, which is unbelievable. I mean, you were the first company, private company, to send astronauts successfully into space. First private company to send astronauts into orbit.
Yeah.
That's pretty deep.
He's going to go into orbit soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, he's going to go to Mars. He's
Starlink.
At some point.
Huh?
Yeah.
Is in over.
I mean, they say, they always ask me, like, do you want to die on Mars? And I say, well, yes, but not on impact.
Starlink is in 100 countries.
Oh,
This is going to be
one can
hard.
only
I feel
dream.
like I'm interviewing two brothers here.
You go ahead.
Star Shield, which could be used for national defense.
Yeah, it is already being used for national defense.
Then you have what is it called? Optimus, a part of Tesla.
The robot, yeah.
A robotic arm. Then you have an AI arm. And then you have something that really fascinated me, and it's called Neuralink.
Yes.
You might help the blind to see, and people with spinal cord injuries, that they can recover, where in the past, how close is that to becoming a success?
Neuralink
Yeah, dude. Here is Sean Hannity talking to a billionaire about how dope it is that he wants to brain chip everyone. Okay? Like, Republicans are obviously cooked, but I never really thought how cooked they would be in terms of like how susceptible. Like, I didn't think that they'd be this susceptible to propaganda. Okay? Because I feel like this is, I mean, it's like it's directly what they claim Bill Gates wanted to do. And here is Sean Hannity saying, like, you're trying to do this thing that we've attributed to Bill Gates for years, and it's an overwhelmingly positive thing. I love it. Please, how can I sign up for my brain chip? Like, these guys went from 5G coronavirus vaccines are giving you, they're putting a brain chip in your mind to like Elon Musk is actually going to do that, and it's going to be awesome when he does.
We've implanted Neuralink in 3 patients so far who are quadriplegics, and it allows them to directly control their phone and computer just using their mind, just by thinking. It's like, so we call this product telepathy. So you control your computer and phone just by thinking, and it's possible to actually control the computer and phone faster than someone who has working hands. Then the next step would be to add a second Neuralink implant past the point where the neurons are damaged, so that somebody can walk again, and so they can have full body functionality restored. And
you like Bobby, right?
I like Bobby, actually, yeah. I think I supported Bobby Kennedy. I think he's unfairly maligned as someone who is anti-science, but I think he isn't. He just wants to question the science, which is the essence of the science. The scientific method fundamentally is about always questioning the science.
Well, they didn't tell us the truth about COVID.
Correct.
That's for sure.
Yes.
And we learned a lot with the Twitter files. And that just then raises a question. You're the richest man in the world. You may not like that part. You're pretty competitive.
It's neither here nor there.
I've known you a long time. But
That's why.
But he's on your team.
President.
Well, that's true. He can't top that.
He's good. You know, I wanted to find somebody smarter than him. I searched all over. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I couldn't.
You really tried hard.
I couldn't find anyone smarter, right? So we had it for the country.
But this is the thing.
We settled on this.
Well,
guy.
thanks for having me.
So
I'm just trying to be useful
this
here.
is the interesting. This is where we are as a society, and I hate to do this to you, but I'm going to do it anyway. You're doing all of these things. Nobody at DOGE gets paid a penny, correct?
Well, actually, some people are federal employees.
Some are, okay.
Yeah,
They're helping.
But I it's fair to say that the software engineers at DOGE could be earning millions of dollars a year, and instead of earning a small fraction of that as federal employees.
Okay, so
and they're very committed people.
So
yes.
You're committed to helping the blind see, people with spinal cord injuries recover.
Yes.
You're committed to getting to Mars. You're committed to rescue. You're going to help rescue next month 2 astronauts that I think were abandoned. They dispute that in an interview.
At the president's request or instruction, we are accelerating the return of the astronauts, which was postponed kind of to a ridiculous degree.
This is a direct shot at Boeing, by the way. They're like, yeah, we'll get SpaceX to return them instead of Boeing. Straight up, that's what that is. He's giving a W.
They got left in space.
They've been there. They were supposed to be there 8 days. They're there almost 300.
Biden.
They were yes, they were left up there for political reasons, which is not good.
Okay, it's not good. Now, if I had the weight.
What political reasons would they be left up there for? Like Biden just wanted to abandon the astronauts in space? Is that what you're saying? because of woke. The astronauts were not woke. That's why Biden left them there.
Of the pressure of doing that successfully on my shoulders, I think I'd be, but when we spoke before we did this interview, you are very confident. You think this will be a successful mission.
Well, we don't want to be complacent.
My suspicion for Boeing, my suspicion for why Boeing didn't do their scheduled flight return was unironically because they were already getting pummeled in the media at the time, and they were worried that these missions are risky and there's a chance for failure. It would have been the final draw for Boeing, and that's literally the reason why they were like, nah, let's just keep them up there for now. This is my speculation. I'm just assuming that they did it for bottom line purposes.
But we have brought astronauts back from the space station many times before, and always with success. Mm-hmm. So as long as we're not complacent.
When are you going to launch?
I think it's about 4 weeks to bring them back.
About 4 weeks?
Yeah.
And
we're being extremely cautious. Yeah.
You now have the go-ahead.
Yes. Well, thanks to you.
They didn't have the go-ahead with Biden.
What's that?
He was going to leave him in space.
It's not political. It's profit related. I suspect that they considered it to be too big a risk, which is still ridiculous to keep him up there for that reason, just so you know.
I think he was going to leave him in space.
Well, it's like we were growing up, lost in space.
Yeah, he didn't want the publicity.
Yeah, Biden has nothing to do with this. Like, if you think that Biden himself made this decision, you're out of your fucking mind.
Can you believe it?
Unbelievable. And so
yeah.
I want to echo something that the president said and then ask an overarching question. So people get hit with Hurricane Helene. They have no communication with the outside world. You come to the rescue. You donated that, I believe?
Yes.
Okay. You donated to the people.
He saved a lot of lives in North Carolina. He saved a lot of lives.
And California after the wildfires?
California, but I mean in North Carolina where they were really in trouble. They had no communication. People were dying. They were dying of starvation. He saved a lot of lives in North Carolina.
Okay. Now you're going to rescue astronauts. And now, and again.
Oh my God. The glaze is crazy. The astronauts themselves a few days ago said this was a lie. The astronauts were scheduled to return in February, but that has been delayed to late March due to testing of SpaceX Crew 10. The Crew 9 missions were reduced to 2 astronauts. No, this is not correct. Another delay, as evidenced by the fact that even the article title says another delay. They were supposed to return a long time ago. It's a Boeing mission. Yeah. After a series of technical hiccups prevented Boeing's Starliner capsule from bringing NASA astronauts Sunita Sunny Williams and Barry Butch Wilmore back to Earth in August 2024, it appears that yet another delay will keep the two in space an extra few months. Like, it's not because of politics. It has nothing to do with Biden. It has more to do with Boeing itself. Yeah, they were not abandoned necessarily. That is also ridiculous. But understand that this was not about Biden at all. It was a risk assessment made by Boeing and NASA, but primarily Boeing. And I think the risk assessment was also the safety risk of the return flight, but more so the risk assessment of what might happen if there is a failure to Boeing stock. Do you have enough Oxygen? Yes, dude. What? No, they're going to kill them. What do you mean? Do they have enough oxygen? Yeah. Oops. I guess they forgot. Do they have enough food? Yes, they have enough everything. What are you guys talking about? Yeah, they get supplies up there. They get resupplied in the process. That's been the rhetoric. That's been the narrative from day one. Stranded, abandoned, stuck. Butch Wilmore said while speaking to CNN's Anderson Cooper from the ISS. But that is, again, not what our human spaceflight program is about.